Welcome back to Aptitude for Food. I'm Nikki,
And I'm Cathy.
and we have one more recipe coming your way for an easy holiday treat this time.
All right, sounds delicious.
So we have a version on protein balls, but they are peppermint chocolate. So I feel like it's kind of the season for peppermint, and I love peppermint chocolate, peppermint hot cocoa.
Right.
So we're kind of bringing a peppermint hot cocoa into a protein ball.
I love that. I love that. There's so many variations of protein balls.
Yes,
So it's fun to have one that goes with the holiday, I think.
exactly. So to start with, we have a quarter cup of protein powder. I am a huge fan of First Phorm formula. One is a more complex protein powder. It's going to take longer to break down versus like a pure whey protein powder. This is going to be more to break down in your body, so take a bit longer to digest. And it's just more complex with the different protein that it has included in it. So I have half a cup of chocolate protein powder. And I have, I'm sorry, 1/4 of a cup. 1/4 of a cup.
Okay.
1/4 of a cup of almond meal, which is basically the same thing as almond flour.
Okay.
So don't like sweat it if you can't find almond meal. Just grab a bag
flour.
of almond flour.
Right, perfect.
We have some cacao powder. Give it a little bit more chocolate taste. I like to throw in some chocolate chips just to give it a little bit more chocolate flavor. And also, sometimes not all protein powders taste that great. So adding a little bit of real chocolate chips can kind of create a better, mask a little bit of the protein and taste. And then I have some maple syrup. I have 3 tablespoons of maple syrup. I have tried this recipe before with just 2, and it didn't seem like it was liquid enough. It was too crumbly.
Okay.
So I ended up
hold together.
Yeah, I ended up adding more. And then I have some almond butter. And again, you can use any type of nut butter that you would have on hand. And you just pour it all together into a food processor. A mixer would work as well. And then to give it a peppermint taste, I have some essential oil. And I'm just going to add about 4 to 5 drops of essential oil to it. If you don't have essential oil on hand, peppermint extract would work just as well.
Okay.
So maybe like half a teaspoon to a teaspoon.
And so with your essential oil and putting that into the food, any essential oil is safe to put into the food, or what's, because I don't use it, so I don't, what's your recommendation there?
Technically, yes, it's not FDA approved as a food. I personally use a lot of essential oils as a flavor enhancer instead of using some extracts.
Fermentation extract,
yeah. But it's personal preference, I would say. Add a pinch of salt. And then you are just going to blend it all together in your food processor. So now that it's all blended together in the food processor, again, I like to use little melon scoopers. They're perfect for this. If you don't have one, you can use a spoon in your hand to shape it as well. But I'm just going to go ahead, get a scoop, and then I am going to end up using my hand to help shape it into that nice round ball shape. And then I have some crushed peppermint candy in this little dish. And while it is still
extra peppermint,
and then it gives a little bit of that crunch to it too, and just makes it a little bit more festive, like a little snowball or something. So, you can also leave them plain, like I have here. You can do crushed peppermint sticks, candy canes. We tend to shy away from anything with food dye in our house. So if we're going to do peppermint sticks, we would use something like Yum Earth. But this is the Lifesaver peppermint candies. And it has no dye in it at all. So I just used a rolling pin to crush it up earlier.
Very good. And you could do like a mixture of it, some with just the white and then some with the actual peppermint, the red and white peppermint crumbs on there. And it would look really pretty sitting out. So.
And bonus, my girls tried it this morning and they gave it 2 thumbs up.
Awesome.
even to, and then they put all 10 toes up. So,
Oh.
you know, that they were a huge fan.
It was a definite hit then.
Yes, so they are
Well,
ready.
when you talk about peppermint and hot chocolate, I mean, that's a great combination right there. So, of course, it's going to be a win.
Yeah.
Good take on protein balls. I love it.
Yeah.
But I want to, let's transition into, we've been talking a lot about holiday snacks and things that you can make to have in your home or make and take to an event. So what about when you're there? I know at our holiday gatherings, it's a lot of times you're sitting around, so there's all this food and everybody tends to congregate to the kitchen, right? And it's just a lot of nibbling, which is great when you have all the healthy snacks, but that's not always how it goes. So I would challenge this year, turn yourself into the activities director and think of something else that you can do. I know at our house, we started this last year and it was a lot of fun, but the kids are big on all the TikTok games and the games on Instagram and things like that. Just the simple little with the red Solo cups or running and playing tic-tac-toe, things that you can do with grandma and grandpa. Fun. Aunts and uncles, you can get them involved. Of course, in the beginning, they're going to grumble and they're not going to want to do it. But everybody always wants to. If the kids get involved, they want to do it with them. So little things like that you can get people to pull away from the kitchen, I think is gold when it comes to holiday
Such a good idea.
So,
and everything you mentioned can be done indoors.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And, even if you have teenage kids, especially teenage girls probably, get them involved, have them come up with one game. You supply all the supplies, say, what's the game? I'll round everybody up, get them involved, and then get everybody to play.
Oh, that's a great idea. I love it.
Instead of congregating and hanging out with food all of the time.
I was chatting with a friend just the other week, too, and we were talking about board games. And I have younger kids, and so often I see the ages on the games and just think, like, they're just not ready for that yet. But if you just pull them out, kids are capable of so much more than we often give them credit for. And so, I would even say forego like what age recommendations are on the board games and just get even the littles engaged with you. It's just such a good bonding experience. And like you said, kind of pulls you into a different room.
But there has to be that one person that starts it.
Yes.
There has to be the leader. So we challenge you to be that leader. Be the activities director and get everybody out of the room and doing something different this year.
Yeah, so tell us, what are you going to come up with? What is one game that you're going to play or get your family involved in so that we can all do it with our families too?
We'd love to hear that. And send the videos.
Yeah.
Send the videos. They're always fun to see, different games that everybody can kind of silly.
I love that. All right, so send us your video in the comments, write down, post what you're going to be the activities director and get your family involved in so that we can also do it with our families. And don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe.